we're going to talk about how NME got C-Bay. Yeah, it's going to be story time, so I'm going to do this story. You don't have to listen or whatever, but just wanted to do it. So NME lived in Mayatil, and Mayatil on the map is not very far from C-Bay. It's right here. There's Mayatil. The city's in the gray, and we lived over there. The gentleman had C-Bay, and C-Bay, even though it was like the most sought after, like full walled holding, it wasn't like the best in a lot of ways, but people wanted to live here for various reasons. And gentlemen owned the place, and they didn't play. They'd gone inactive, but they were cheating, I guess. And for some reason, Umberto knew that they were cheating, and Umberto made a video. And in the video, which I'm going to bring up, in the video, which is this video here, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but
it's both. It's a speed macro. I mean, it's speed hack and lag switch hack.
so lag switch hack and speed hack is what he's talking about. So that's basically this. Like, these dudes could be on the ground like this and speeding around at this speed. Like, probably just type in teleports and whatnot. Who knows what they were doing? Originally I thought it was like they could see through walls and stuff, but I guess that's even more than what I thought. Oh, let me get this off screen. So Berto makes this video. It got 3,500 views at the time. And basically he got an idea as a player to stop gentlemen from owning C-Bay since they were cheaters. If he couldn't get them banned because AV was inactive, he was going to get them out of C-Bay. So he made a plan to have Snow White take C-Bay because they were an active clan that didn't have a good holding. So Snow White, he tries to organize with Snow White that she's going to get the holding, and all these other clans like NME were not going to get the holding. I told Umberto, we're not going to say whether or not we'll get involved. And he didn't like that. He wanted us to not be involved. But Lord Battlesmurf's clan was allied to Sick Bastards, and they wanted C-Bay because it's kind of a trophy holding, even if they wouldn't have lived in it. Plus the port to Assam through the network and everything. So they got together this siege. This is after the siege changes of 2012, where you could siege multiple times, and even up to the minute before the siege goes live, you could drop a new siege. So we called it piggybacking. But so they dropped this siege. It takes a full 24 hours, and Snow White's ready to take C-Bay. And Gentleman, there was like a dude in Gentleman that was an SG or something that was going to help them, let them use the bank occasionally and stuff. And so Sick Bastards and Lord Battlesmurf's clan Immortals show up. They put a piggyback down. They're going to counter against EB. And NME secretly has decided through a form of democracy that we were going to do it. And then we had record turnouts for people that wanted to take this holding. So just going a little more quickly toward Mayatil. Let me bring up my map here. We won't go as far as Mayatil because it'll take a little bit to fly there. So we planned this up to the 5 minutes before the siege goes live. Enemy rolls into this spot right here. Let me put my mini map up. We roll into this spot, and we put down 2 large siege stones right here. And 5 minutes to go, siege goes live. Then our record turnout of siege numbers, which was 40, by the way. So the game's population was a little bit low, but 40 to the people that played then would have been like, oh, damn, they've got 40. We roll in right through here, run across this little bridge here, and storm. Actually, we went over this way and up here. We jumped the walls because all the walls are destroyed over here. We came in right here. We set up on this side and this side. Like, I think it was maybe all these buildings were destroyed too, and we set up cannons. We had like 4 dragon cannons pointed right at that clan stone. And the other 2 clans that were sieging, they were fighting each other. Now, the way the siege system worked at the end of the game, it was actually kind of clever, even though it was AV that came up with it. The thing was, if you had the majority percentage of damage on the stone, you won the city. So if we got 51% of the damage on this stone and it still went down in the time, we would have won the city. So we're like, let's go ham. We're going to drop this stuff. We roll in and it's such a big battle. We can't keep our guys at the cannons alive. And our guys on the cannons are permanently just like nonstop dying. But the other forces trying to stop us couldn't continually beat us down and gank us because EB and SB were battling over here. SB's stones were way over here in a very clever spot to put them in, which is way up on this hill on the east side of Seabay. So SB's stones, they had 1 stone up here actually, and EB's stones were down here on this side of Seabay. Get rid of that. No, keep the mini-map up. So EB's stones are way over here, I think, on this plateau up here. There's chaos chests everywhere in the emulator, by the way. So their stones over here. They couldn't take out our stones because they didn't know where they were. Because if you did the piggyback, you couldn't have time to scout them all out. So we get this clan stone down. We're all just duking it out. Our clan, we kind of wiped. We probably lost half of our people. And the stone, this clan stone's health gets down to like 1%. All of a sudden, the server crashes. And as it crashes on our screen, it says, victory, NME has won the challenge of Seabay or whatever. And then on the other screens of every other clan involved, it says, victory, the challenge for Seabay is won by, and it said their clan. So each of the 3 sides thought that they won, and then the servers crashed. Like, it was a bug with the new siege system that caused it to crash. Everyone's offline, it's posting on the forums, refreshing the server page, trying to figure out who won Seabay, this trophy holding. And it turns out that nobody won. When we all log back in, it sends us to our bind stones. So just for perspective here, for NME, we get sent back to Mayatil, which is we were all bound right here. So here's the distance. Seabay and Mayatil, this distance here. So that's like 3 kilometers. That's like a 10-minute ride on a mount. So then sick bastards, they're bound way down here at Sarek. So they're really far. They have to teleport there with runes. And EB, they're bound over here. I believe they were at Takia at that time. They're down here. So we were the closest people, and we logged in and just rode our mounts straight for Seabay. When we get here, there were some people already here that were either ruined or they're like logged in here from like being bound to the siege stones, which you could do. So we thought, well, maybe it's still 1 hit. We get here, this clan stone is full health, 100% health, and we're like, oh shit. Now it has to be destroyed again. And so we roll in, there's like 1 or 2 guys here of anybody at all. So I send all the guys after it. We set up new cannons because when the server goes down, it like deletes your cannons. Any cannons on the ground get deleted. So we lost our 4 dragon cannons. We spawn our new cannons on the ground and start shooting it. And we're just shooting it and shooting it. We're like, please, please. And then everyone that's not shooting cannons is like watching this east side over here. Whoops. They're watching this east side over here for SB to come in and Snow White's clan, EB, And Snow White, we had a team actually. We had a team go destroy Snow White's siege stones before the server went down. That team destroyed Snow White's siege stones, or at least one of them, and like one and a half of them. We destroy those siege stones. When the server comes up, Snow White thinks SB destroyed their siege stones, and they're pissed. So they go after SB's stones. We didn't even have enough cannon power to take down this clan stone the whole way. SB, they get hit by Snow White's clan taking down their siege stones. So Snow White already has runes up here. She runes up here to where SB's clan stone is. Meanwhile, we're down there shooting the city stone. She's up here destroying their siege stone. Destroys SB's siege stone. Battle Smurf apparently is leading the sieges on that side, and they decide to go get Snow White. So that happens. They go out of the city over there to defend it. We bring more cannons and battle spikes from our city, blow up the clan stone. NME becomes owner of the clan of the city. And we're like, it was just like out of nowhere. And we definitely weren't strong enough to beat both of those clans together. And we would have had a really hard time beating SB at that time with Battle Smurf's clan, Immortals. Like, that would have been an impossible win for us if we went against them. Like, one clan on one, like, alliance on alliance. But EB, we might have been able to beat at that time, maybe. We weren't the strongest clan then. And that's how we got Seabay, but for them it was too big of a risk to try to siege us as like a legit clan holding Seabay. So we became owners, and at that, for some time, we owned both Mayatil and Seabay, and we eventually sold Mayatil. Funny part of it, though, is that Snow White, who we basically snatched Seabay from, was the one that sold us Mayatil when we were a very weak clan, and so she sold it to us and was really, really unhappy that we took Seabay from her. Unfortunately, okay, here's the catch of this whole story. There's no videos of it at all that I know of. Partly because there are no there was really, really bad performance here. Like, AV had already like dissipated in development, and they weren't taking care of the game. But like, we showed up, they definitely had downgraded the servers, is my point. They downgraded the servers to some level that when we all clashed in this spot, all three clans came into this, or alliances came into this spot, you know, it wasn't that many people compared to things that happened on EU. So what does that mean? When our performance was really bad, it was because AV had downgraded these servers. So I think I would guess that there were probably like 150, 200, maybe 200 people at the most in this spot. Someone will probably find the numbers and say 250 people or something, some more accurate numbers, but there were more than normal amounts of people fighting in this spot. And at the first push before the server crashed anyways. And that caused the server to take a dump. Like, I had two guys on the cannons here, and their computers weren't that great, but they were trying to aim the cannon, and like, they would aim the cannon forward at the thing and then try to like put it on target, and the crosshair would get close, and then it would slide straight up to the ceiling. And then they're like, oh, I'm gonna move it down now, and it would slide straight down to the ground. They just couldn't control the cannon. And it was like, you know, maybe they should have been running the cannon, but the performance was very bad here right then from all the projectiles and people battling. There was like huge, crazy fighting, right? Let me clear this out. There's huge, crazy fighting right in here. There was like a portal chamber. You could stand on top of it and shoot at us fighting. There was like battling going on right here. They'd be like blasting us with spells from up there, and people standing up here and like shooting spells down at us, and then they would like run in and out of this cave getting heals and coming back full health and fighting. So it was pretty tough. And yeah, the lag was insane. So basically nobody that we had could record here. and with the downgraded servers, like no one was performing very well. It was like FPS was low for that fight, but it was also like if we could play this game at today's level of computers, it would be much easier to handle the performance. Like my FPS recording and streaming both is 140 with UI open. So when I close the UI, I'd guess the FPS drops or raises up like 20. So can't escape. How's it going? So yeah, that's the C-Bay story. I'm sure there's little bits I missed, but I was reading Battle Smurf's post on the ROA forums, and he was talking about raging on his clan and yelling. And other people said he was yelling so loud they couldn't hear what was going on, and like people were getting mad and rage quitting the city from below. And general chaos in every clan basically over that crash. Oh yeah, Dan. One thing that's changed since then, yeah, better computers and performance, but also YouTube supports 60 FPS videos. So now videos that get released, so does Twitch, of course, but now videos that get released will be in 60 FPS. So that's crazy good.